All right, so welcome to this video. Today we'll be looking at how to determine the nature of a quadratic function. Okay, so we have this question here to help us understand the concept. They're saying, without solving, state the state the nature of roots of the following equations. And all these equations that we've been given there are quadratic equations because the highest power on x is actually 2. You can see those power 2, power 2. Okay, so how do we determine or how do we know the nature of the roots of a quadratic equation without solving it? Okay, so by roots, they just mean the answers that you're going to get from that quadratic equation. Let's say, for example, I have x squared, okay, plus 5x and then plus 6 is equals to 0. So when you solve this quadratic equation, okay, you find that x plus 3 and then x minus 2 is equals to 0. When you equate this, oh, this should be plus. When you equate these to zeros, you get x is equals to minus 3 or x is equals to minus 2. So these answers that we get here are what we are calling as the roots of a quadratic equation. Okay, so they want us to state the nature of the answers that we are going to get. So the nature can be in three categories. Okay, they can be in three categories. The nature of the roots, it can be that you have two real roots. For example, the ones that I have here. These are two real roots because this is a real number. This is also a real number. So there are two real roots. So that would be the nature of these roots. Okay. Or it can be that there are two equal roots because there are some quadratic equation that you solve and then you find that x is equals to 2. Again, even on the other one, x again is equals to 2. So here, we're going to say there are two equal roots. Okay, or well, one root is being repeated. So that will be the nature here. Two equal roots. Then here we're going to say two distinct roots because they're different, right? Okay, and the other nature, they can be that when you actually solve your quadratic equation, you find something like maybe 2 plus, then you have the root of a negative number here. So this one here will classify such roots as no real roots, or we can say these are complex roots because I can see there's the root of a negative number, which will give me 2i like that. And this will just be a complex number. Okay, so the nature, they can be in three things. Okay, they can be two real distinct roots like here, or if they are repeated, you say two real equal roots, or if the answers lead to a complex number, you say there are no real roots, or you can say they are complex roots. So now, how do you determine, okay, that this quadratic equation is going to have real roots, or it's going to have complex and the like? Okay, so from the general form of a quadratic equation, we have a x squared, okay, plus b x, and then plus c is equals to 0, right? Okay, so from this general form, we can get what we call as the discriminant. So the discriminant is just going to be equals to, discriminant is equals to b squared minus 4ac. So where do we get the discriminant? We get it from the quadratic formula. Remember the quadratic formula, it's something like this, minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac. Then divide by all this with what? 2a. So to determine the nature of the root, we just have to find what kind of number is under the root. And this part here, which is under the root, is what we call as the discriminant. Okay? Yeah, so we're going to be judging using the discriminant. So now, if you find that your discriminant is greater than 0, okay, then you're going to conclude that you have two distinct, okay, two distinct real roots. Okay, that is if you find your discriminant to be greater than 0. If your discriminant is equals to 0, okay, then you're going to say there are two equal roots. Okay, there are two equal roots. Then if your discriminant is less than 0, meaning we have a negative number under the roots there, you're going to say we have no real roots. Okay, we have no real roots. And this is the same as just saying we have complex roots. Okay, we have no real roots, or you can say we have what? Complex roots. Okay, so it's all about the discriminant. So now if I go back to this guy here, Okay, let's say I have my minus b, my b there to be, okay, let me write something. So let me say my b is maybe 9, and then plus, minus, and then I say the root of, and then this part here, let's say it's greater than 0. Let's say it's 9 or so. Then I divide, maybe my a was 1, I divide by 1 like that. You're seeing that from this equation, we're going to have two real roots, right? Because this will just be x is equals to minus 9 plus or minus, then this guy here will be what? It will be the root of 9 to be 3, and then I divide by 2. So my answers here will be 1x is equals to minus 9 plus 3 divided by 2, or it will be minus 9 plus 3 divided by 2. So you can see the two equal roots there, when what is under the root there is actually greater than 0. Okay, what if the thing under the root is actually equals to 0? Then we're just going to have two equal roots, or one repeated what? Root. So for example, I give the same numbers, so minus 9 plus or minus, but we found that this guy here is actually 0. So if it is the square root of 0, so the square root of 0 doesn't change anything, right? So this would just be um, over 9 like that. Okay, because this part here is just going to be 0. So I'm doing a plus or minus 0. So I'll say one of them will be x is equals to minus 9 plus 0 divided by 2, or I can say x is equals to minus 9 minus 0 is equals to 2. So you see that from here, from there, we're just going to get the same answer, right? No wonder we're saying there are two equal roots or one repeated root, because the answer here is the same as Z. So the answer has just been repeated. Okay, so the discriminant, when it's equals to 0, that's the case that is happening. Okay, what if let me delete from here. What if the discriminant is actually less than 0? So meaning it's a negative number. So we're just going to have something like minus 9 plus or minus, and then they have the root of maybe negative 9, because we say this should be less than 0 divided by 2. So now the root of a negative number gives you what we call as an imaginary number, because we can't have the root of a negative number. So that would be minus 9 plus or minus this negative here, minus 9 like this. You can also write it as the root of minus 1 multiplied by the root of 9, right? So the root of 9 is 3. And then the root of minus 1, we always imagine it to be an I. So this will be 3i. Okay, so I'll write here plus 3i divided by what? 2. So you can see that what we have now is a complex number, because this is a real number, the minus 9, and then I'll add or I'll subtract an imaginary number. So the combination of the real number and an imaginary number gives me what we call as what? A complex number. No wonder we are going to say there are no real roots, or we can say they are what? Complex roots. Okay, so now let's determine for the equations that we have. Okay, let's determine for this. So this one here, it's x squared plus 4x plus 8 is equals to 0. So what will be my a? My a will just be 1. My b will just be 4. My c will just be what? 8. Remember the general form. Ax squared plus bx plus c is equals to 0. So let's find the discriminant. So discriminant is equals to b squared minus 4ac. So this will just be the b squared, this is 4 squared minus 4. Then the a is 1, and then the c is what? 8. Okay, so this is 4 squared, which is 16, minus 4 multiplied by what? 8. So what is 4 multiplied by 8? That would be 32. So when I do this, I'm just going to find minus 16. Okay, so minus 16, is it greater than 0? Is it equal to 0? Is it less than 0? Okay, we see that this guy here is actually less than 0. So what will be our conclusion? Is the discriminant is less than 0. Okay, so if our discriminant is less than 0, then we're going to conclude that the roots of this guy on A are just what? Complex. Okay, it has complex roots. Or we can say it has no real roots. Okay, it has no real roots. So you choose between those statements. Right, the equivalent. So it says since the discriminant is minus 16 and minus 16 is actually less than 0, therefore our quadratic equation will have no real roots, or in other words, we mean it has complex roots. Okay, so that's how you present your final answer. Okay, let's look at B. B, we have 9x squared minus 12x plus 4 is equals to 0. So my A is 9, my B is minus 12. Okay, the coefficient of x. C is the constant, which is 4. So my discriminant, B squared minus 4AC will be what? So minus 12 squared minus 4, 9, and then 4. Okay, so minus 12 squared, that gives me a 144 minus 4 multiplied by 9. 4 multiplied by 9 to give me 36. Then 36 multiplied by 4, it will also give me 144. So my discriminant here is what? 0. Okay, so my discriminant is equals to 0. Therefore, the quadratic equation has two equal roots. Okay, two equal roots, or you can simply say it has one repeated root. Okay, so that's the nature of the roots. That's going to be there. And then C. So on C, we're going to have 2x squared minus 3x plus 7 is equals to 0. So we're going to say A is 2, B is minus 3, and then C is equals to 7. So this will just be B squared minus 4AC is equals to minus 3 squared minus 4, 2, and then multiply by 7. So this will just be what? 9. Okay, 9, and then 2 multiplied by 4, that would be 8 here, multiplied by the 7, I get minus 56 there. Okay, so meaning that my answer there will just be minus 47. And we see that the discriminant here is actually what? Less than 0. So since the discriminant is less than 0, then we're going to conclude that we have no real roots. Okay, we're going to have no real roots, or we can simply say we have complex roots. Okay, and that will be it for this question. Thank you so much for watching. This has been Tutor for Solutions. Until next time, always there for you.